Hey, welcome to my YouTube channel.
Kivox wipes the screen when the supper dishes rest. Games and reactions light up faces from east to west. But the heart of every weekend beats.
Hey. So this is gonna be more of a personal video. I don't exactly know what I'm gonna say, to be honest. Um, this is gonna be more of like a how I got to this point and why I decided to do this, I guess. And why it's been so awesome to kind of get thrown into this community, even if it's such a small part of it. It's still really cool. Anyway, I don't even know how to begin this, to be honest. But let's I'll kind of start like how it kind of why my personality is the way it is. And yes, so like when I was a kid growing up, I didn't really get the, I guess, attention that a kid should get. My parents, I won't go into too much detail, but I never felt a part of the family I was born into, if that makes sense. And real quick before I go too far, I mean, obviously there are people that have it harder than I do. Um, I'm not trying to compare or anything like that. This is just my thing and how I got to where I am. And yeah. Anyway, um, so my parents haven't been together since I was young, and so I had moved a lot between the two, because they still kind of got along, I guess, enough to keep me around. Like, um, so when I lived with my dad, he got me into the outdoors and hunting and fishing and all that stuff, but he never really liked to take me. He got to the point where he'd take me like one time and then never again, just enough to get me to really love doing it, and then that's it. I never got to learn how to do these things. Up to this day, like I love hunting and fishing, but I couldn't tell you like like I couldn't tell you in detail how to do it. Like I wouldn't be able to go off and do it myself. Like I would need to learn, which really sucks because it's like part of my personality, and I feel like I know nothing about the stuff. I've gone fishing more often than I've gone hunting, but still, kind of the same thing applies. Um, but he got me hooked on that stuff, and I was pretty much always left on my own. He'd be at work, um, and when I got home, he'd still be at work. And when he finally did get home, he just kind of shut off the world, had beer, watched TV, and that was it. He just left me be. And we lived like 20 minutes outside of town, so we had one neighbor, and that was our landlords, and they were elderly. So I had no other kids to hang out with, and he never let me go anywhere. But so I was already kind of socially screwed up. I didn't get to have that social. Uh, I didn't get to have that social training, I guess is the word for it. And I was also pretty heavily bullied at school. So I'd be bullied at school, and then I'd go home and get ignored at home. Like it's not funny. I feel awkward talking about this stuff, but I feel like I kind of want to say it at the same time. So yeah, that was always rough. And then when I finally left my dad's and went to my mom's, I felt like an outsider there because my mom lived in a completely different state, big city type person and family. So I felt like an outsider because no one there liked the stuff that I liked. Oh, and another thing my dad got me into was college football. So that was the one thing we could bond over because I'd be able to sit next to him and watch. But even then, I mean, there was more watching than talking. But I got big into college ball. So I moved to my with my mom, and she had remarried. I had step siblings and completely different personality than the rest of them. They all liked, you know, skateboarding, rap music, rock music, which I mean, I do enjoy some of that stuff too. I did some skateboarding. I never got good at tricks or anything, but that's how I pretty much got around everywhere with skateboarding. I've never, when I was younger, I never really got into rap. I have a more appreciation for it now. And then, yeah, anyway, sorry, I can't articulate well, and I'm trying to process my thoughts as I'm going and trying to get to points as I'm going, and I'm terrible at that. But I moved there, didn't felt like I fit in, and it never really changed. But I did finally start making friends. I met a friend like I think it was my freshman year of high school, which would have been 2005, 2006. I don't. I graduated 2009, so somewhere around there, 2005, 2006, I think. I don't know. Um, but I met a friend there. Cool dude. Really chill, very passive but aggressive at the same time. It's hard to explain. It's kind of hard to explain without someone knowing him. But anyway, we were friends for a long time, and I pretty much always stuck to the same couple friends. And I've had a few here and there thrown in that I talk to every now and then, or talked to. And yeah, where am I going with this? um, so I've had these couple friends for like 20 years. Um, like 20 years now. Still have one of them. Um, thank God. And I do have a couple of other friends I talk to every now and then, but it gets hard. Life gets in the way. And I mean, that's completely understandable. I get really busy. Um, and but the problem is even with them, I didn't share the same interests. It was more me trying to do what they wanted to do just so we could hang out, which is fine. I still enjoyed my time with them. It was great. But like my entire life, nobody like in this area that I lived with my mom, nobody liked the things I liked, and it really sucked. And so my Saturdays were spent watching college ball by myself, and there was no fishing and hunting at all. Fast forward to me as an adult, still love those things, still can't do those things, and I don't have any relationship with my dad. I feel like an outsider with my mom's side of the family. So I mean, I love her, but it's just I don't feel a real connection there. Um, but recently I lost one of those friends of 20 years because of politics, which sucks. So I guess he wasn't ever really a friend to begin with, but is what it is. I've gotten past that finally. It hurt. I won't go into detail what happened, but it really sucked. But I've had like no hobbies. Like all my hobbies have been co-opted by like virtue signaling bastards, like all these theater kids that just infest these hobbies and then get into positions of like leadership and just change it to fit them. Um, I grew up playing, and I didn't. I guess I learned in high school, so not really grew up, but I played a lot of D&D. That was fun. That's been completely co-opted, and I've tried DMing on my own so I can, enjoy it my way more. But I'm terrible at it. I just don't. Not just that I'm terrible at it. I'm just not good at. I don't have the time and focus to be able to consistently flesh out a world, or even follow the books for a pre-made world and prep and all that stuff. I got a wife, I got a kid, I got a full-time job. It's really hard to do. And this one friend I have who's a really good DM, it's just hard. And I really enjoyed his sessions, but it's just really hard to get people together to do it. And even then, it's like I can't do it as consistently as I'd want to. So I kind of always felt bad. But so D&D kind of got co-opted and taken away from me. Gaming, same thing. I've always been more of a casual gamer. But there were still a couple games that always, I still did enjoy, and I would sit down and I would get into and play a lot. And one of them was the first Dragon Age. I loved Dragon Age. It was it's hard to say. It was like the first game in a while that I was able to sit down and play over and over and over, no matter how many times I beat it. Skyrim eventually became that for me, but Skyrim, it does eventually finally burn out, even with mods. I can't get into it anymore. It's been too long. It's been out too long. Anyway, but you've seen what happened to Dragon Age. I played Dragon Age 2. Gameplay wasn't great, but I still got immersed. It was still part of a world that I really enjoyed. Inquisition started getting farther away. Again, I still enjoyed it, but it took a few times of me starting the game before I finally pushed past the beginning. But I did notice the kind of slight fall off at that point. And then obviously Veilguard, I didn't even touch. It just looked terrible. And it's sad, man. And I don't have a lot of things that I can sit down and immerse myself in and enjoy because I got some like real mental health issues. Everyone deals with them. I do deal with them pretty hard. and it makes me not enjoy the things that I used to enjoy. Um, so like even college ball that I mentioned earlier, like I can't watch every game. Sometimes I'll sit down and I'll watch like the first 5 minutes and I'll just turn it off and do something else. Kind of like with some games. You boot up your system or PC and you turn on the game, and as soon as you get to like start the like load game or whatever, then it's just, or you load it. You get to the load game or you load it and get in, and then you're just like, "Ah, I don't want to play this right now." You turn it off. And that happens so often. I don't have the passion or joy that I used to have. And I've been trying to find that thing and I just can't seem to find it. I don't know if it's just because of dealing with depression and just it taking control of my brain and not letting me enjoy things that I might normally enjoy. Um, so yeah, I mean, gaming, a lot of that's gone for me. I still game sometimes. I play Final Fantasy Online. I enjoy that. It's pretty casual, which is nice. And Red Dead 2 is amazing. But I mean, I can only play that so many times. I get to Act 2 and then I just hunt and fish the whole time. Like, uh, my genre of music, I love country music. That was another thing I picked up from my dad. Um, but it's changed so well. First of all, sorry if you hear the beeping in the background. There's like a truck backing up. Anyway, country music has changed so much, and it just changed into like twang R&B, and I can't stand it. Some people like that. That's fine. You like what you like. I just wish there was like a separate genre. I wish it was considered a separate genre, because the entire radio, at least where I'm at, is full of like this twang R&B, like or twang hip hop, and I hate it. Bunch of like 40-year-old dudes shaking their rear ends on stage, acting like they're 20. It's like, luckily there's an underground and there's some good country out there. I just have to get it all myself, and I can't rely on the radio, and I can't afford streaming. So yeah. So my music's been co-opted, my games have been co-opted, D&D was co-opted. Everything is essentially just changed and moved away from like what it used to be and what I loved about it. And now everything like with D&D, you have to walk on eggshells and make sure, it's super special and padded and stuff for players that you're not used to playing with. And I don't know. I feel like as a player, if you go to play it, just be prepared. Anything could happen. Anyway, that's a whole topic for another day. Um, but yeah, I've lost all these things and my mental health has not helped it. And so that leads me kind of to here. I've tried streaming a couple times in the past. I tried streaming in the past where I just read books on stream, because I'm not a great gamer and I don't find myself that interesting, but I find books interesting. So maybe if I read a book, other people might find the book interesting. I tried reading books on stream, did that for a little bit. I couldn't really stick with it, because I just, as someone doesn't speak well, can't articulate well, probably not the best thing to do on stream. Um, I tried again, and I wanted to start being more anonymous. I didn't want my face out there in case on the off chance I ever did get big. So I started wearing like a mask. It was like a light up mask. It was pretty cool. But it got too hot. Like I'd stream for like 45 minutes. Or like not even 45 minutes. I'd get like 20 minutes in and my whole face would be like drenched in sweat. So I had to stop doing that. Couldn't do that anymore. And I couldn't afford a VTube model, because there were still VTube models at the time. And they just there weren't as many as there are now. I didn't do a VTube model for my YouTube videos or streams just because that's like the popular thing. It's just, I want my anonymity, if that's the right way to say it. And so I've kind of saved up for a long time, so I could get this like couple $100 model. And I finally got it, and I'm stoked, and I'm happy with it. And the artist that did it has worked with me a lot. And even when I made changes like partway through, I always felt bad about that, but they said no problem, and they did the work. But that's why I'm doing this. And I reacted to a trailer to like an AI music video a couple weeks ago, and then they saw it, they really liked it, and then they put me in the actual music video, and I thought that like my AI, my model here, and I thought that was the coolest thing ever. And ever since that happened, I met some people online that have been really cool. Talked to them. I'll talk to them a lot, and they've been very what's the word I'm looking for? Welcoming. Simple word. They've been very welcoming. And obviously, I'm not that big. Everyone else is much bigger than I am, which I'm totally okay with. I mean, I got my full time job to pay the bills. This is just what I'm hoping is the hobby that gives me something to do when I'm not taking care of my family or working. Because I need that something. I need to fill that time, or else I'm just sitting there doom scrolling and letting this dark cloud just take over my brain. Like, I need to distract myself with something. Um, I don't even know what I was going with this video, to be honest, completely. I don't even know if I'm gonna publish this, and if I do, you're seeing this, and thanks for watching this far. Yeah. Um, I've dealt with depression my entire life. My Meeting my wife and having my son help me. Oh, sorry, just burped. They helped me a ton. It doesn't cure it. It does bring a lot of happiness, but it doesn't cure it. So it's still there, and I have my days, and they understand, and they see when I'm going through it, and I try not to let it affect me. And I've gotten better at that. I've like I don't do medication for it anymore. I First of all, I don't want to spend money on it if I don't need to. If I feel like I can will through it, which I can. But yeah, so doing this kind of helps distract me from that a little bit and helps me push through it on the times where I might be struggling with it. Um, but yeah, so this is this video is kind of a thank you to everybody who has been so kind to me and the few people that actually put me in their videos, which has been super cool, or even reacted to like my lore video, my lore song. It was awesome. You guys have all been great. Um, and I feel like I have to say thank you a lot to everybody and for this. So maybe I'm just doing this video as a big thank you, so I don't have to keep saying it. I don't know. Um, I guess this is I'm just kind of venting out there, and telling people why I'm doing this. Yeah, maybe one of these days I'll get my wife a veto model so she can say hi sometimes. Yeah, if you guys did watch this, thanks for tuning in. I don't know if any of this made sense or if it was just the ramblings of a guy who doesn't know how to speak. Uh, yeah, thank you. Thank you for the people who do watch my videos, the people who have been so kind to me on X, in the Discord, all that stuff. Just thank you. Um, yeah. So that's it. Yeah, I think that's it. Oh, one thing. I did do this in a regular post, not a video on here, but biggest thank you to LouieVerse. I'll put her channel down below. She's the one that put me in her trailer or in her actual music video after I reacted to her trailer. So that was awesome. And thank you for Skyebrows for starting this whole community. Like that probably wouldn't happen without him. So thank you guys. You guys have been great. And like I said before, thank you to everyone who's been so kind to me. I really appreciate it. So, yeah, bye.